Hey Chemical Guys family, it's Friday, which means it's time for another episode of Nooners with Nick. And in today's episode, we're going over a quick tip on how to polish, as well as how to remove paint oxidation on this 1986 Land Rover Defender. So as you can see, this car has a very dull finish on that, but it's because it's been sitting outside. It is a military vehicle, so it's not exactly detailed. It's washed periodically, but the new owner got this and he wants us to bring some of that shine back. So what we're going to do today is show you how to machine polish using the correct technique, as well as the right products to get your car looking from this to a very bright show finish. Now obviously this car is not going to have a mirror gloss, but we can get some of that deeper finish back to it because this chalky residue is caused by years of oxidation and just basically the paint deteriorating over time. Now being that this car has this very durable paint on there, we can actually polish it and remove a lot of this oxidation to reveal a more natural shine. A lot of you guys have been asking what's the proper way to polish, and you've been dropping your comments down below, which is great. If you keep dropping them, we can keep answering, we can keep doing videos, so be sure, if you haven't already, drop your comments down below on anything you guys want to talk about. But you guys have been asking us for the correct polishing technique as well as what to use, so that's why we brought in this Defender, and we're going to show you the machine that we're going to use as well as the chemical and all the techniques that you need to, one, enhance the shine of your vehicle, but you can also use it for applying waxes, glaze, sealants, and also this is going to help, remove any kind of swirls and scratches. So down here I have a TORQ 15 DA set up with an orange Hex-Logic pad. This is my go-to combination for a lot of polishing jobs because the orange isn't very aggressive where it's going to take off a lot of material, but it's still going to give you a good baseline so that you're not working backwards or not using enough cut where you're going to have to be doing multiple steps. So using this with a dual action is safe for any kind of paint color. If you're a newbie to this or if you're a professional, this is a great way to, again, enhance your detailing experience, hone your detailing skills. But again, this is going to remove any scratches, swirls, oxidation, or any kind of blemishes like you've seen with orange peel or wet sanding. This is a great way to revive your paint and give you that mirror gloss. Now to pair with this, we're also using some VSS, which is a scratch and swirl remover. A lot of you guys have also been asking us what's the proper breakdown time of this or how long should you let this work into. I prefer to let this break down till it's basically clear or translucent, and maybe just a little bit longer than that, just to make sure that all the particles and all the abrasive have broken down and done their job thoroughly. This way we're not pulling it off too soon where you might see a little bit of scratches or you mimight see kind of a pigtailing effect. You want to make sure that it does its complete job and it breaks down completely before you buff it off. Now I'm also going to be using some pad conditioner, just a couple sprays, and what this is going to do is, one, give you the proper work time for your polish or chemical that you're using. This way it thoroughly breaks down doing its job completely, but also it's going to reduce some of the heat and friction on the pad so it saves your pad and also prevents any kind of burning on the paint. Now we'll start by blotching it out on the surface that we're working on. This is about a 2 foot by 2 foot square, and we want to make sure that the pad is completely flat at all times. This way we're not digging in causing a marring effect, but also that we're giving the uniform shine, uniform removal of paint here. And you can also use this on the body lines like this. For areas like this where it's a little smaller, you would need a smaller pad, or you can do this by hand with a hand applicator pad. But for now, I'll show you how to work on the body line as well as these flat panels. What we're going to do is, keeping the machine completely flat on the surface, we're going to turn it on the lowest speed setting. We're going to spread this out, and then on the highest speed setting, that's what we're going to do to actually correct the paint, remove any kind of scratches, swirls, oxidation like this Defender. And then we're going to cover our passes by 50%, working it in until it goes completely clear, and then we'll buff it off and check our work. So right now this is just the lowest speed setting, just working it in so that we don't have a dry spot as we polish, and also that we're not flinging compound or chemical all over the place. And now we're ready to bump it up to the highest speed setting where we're actually going to do our correction and remove some of this dead paint. So now real quickly, whenever you're using a dual action polisher, you want to make sure that you turn it on and turn it off while the pad is on the material or the surface that you're working on. This way you don't damage the internal bearings. Now if you're using a rotary, this is something you want to do. You turn it on while you're off of the surface and you pull it off and turn it off. So you can already see that there's a huge difference from the chalky side to this more of an olive green, but we'll take a clean microfiber towel and buff off any of the excess. But as I was polishing, you saw that I was using a cross-hatching pattern, and this was just to ensure that I didn't miss any spots, and I'm also covering as much material as possible so that we're getting a uniform shine. But this can be avoided by adding layers of sealant and wax, which is going to help repel any kind of UV rays or harmful elements that give your paint this chalky look. But as you can see here, you just got this night and day difference from what it looked like when it came in to after just a quick polish to revive that paint. And this is just something you guys can do in your garage, you can do it at home, and also a lot of people wonder if you can polish outside. It's not recommended because your polish can have some kind of different effect or it can start drying before it's probably done its job. But if you're working the early morning hours or the late evening hours where the sun's not as hot or where it's not at its highest point, or you can also work in the triangle shadow of a building. So if you park your car right next to a building and you have that shadow, you can work in that if you're working outside, but it's best to work indoors when you're working with polish. But again, if you wax your car, you seal it, you won't have to get to this kind of stage of its life where it needs to be polished this dramatically. But as you can see, it looks great. So again, this is just something that you guys can do to revive the finish of your vehicle. And being that this is a military vehicle with Memorial Day coming up, I wanted to take a quick moment to say thanks to all of our men in service, non-active and active military men. Just thank you for your service. From the Chemical Guys family, we love you, and keep doing what you're doing.